I wasn't exactly sure what we were doing here. Nobody knew exactly what we were getting ourselves into, which I think is the best part.
I didn't really know what to expect, so I came in with a very fresh mind.
It's a part of the culture of this place where we in fact turn over what happens in the classroom to young people.
This can give them a platform where they can have more voice and they can talk across sites to each other and form a network.
Hearing the youth voices, it became inspirational. It exceeded my expectations so much. This is amazing.
BLTN Next Generation Leadership Network came about really because of Dixie Goswami. I think she looked at the work that teachers in the Brettloff Teacher Network were doing in their local sites with their students. The Louisville site with the food literacy program and how it has grown, the West Astoria site in Vermont, the sites in the other West Astoria in Louisville, and I think also the kind of work that Brettloff Teacher Network teachers have been doing with their students across the country in terms of social action. And I thought this is the moment where we can start to bring people together to have conversations across sites and to really start a movement where we see that young people are leaders in their communities and sort of change the narrative about that they're engaged in social action and that we can really, this can give them more voice.
We want to learn from all of you who are here from faraway places and from Ripton about your experiences and your ideas when it comes to writing and acting for change back home and as a network. We want to form cross-site teams from Atlanta, Allendale, Lawrence, Vermont, Navajo, Kentucky, that'll make it possible for you to work together with each other, back home with your community mentors, and with us at Brettloff. We're all in this together. We're all in this together.
This is way different than what I expected. I thought I was gonna walk into some conference room. There were going to be a lot of tables, and we just sit and talk all day, and it was gonna be kind of boring, right? But it was way different. I met so many other young activists who are really passionate about what they believe in and who really want to make a change in this world. I didn't think I was gonna be meeting people like that.
Mission statement for the public. We are working with teachers and administrators to cultivate awareness around gender identity expression spectrums in order to create safer and more inclusive school communities. Eva, how long did that take to write? 2 years to write those sentences. I could go on. Here's my point. Our questions lead to more questions, lead to more questions. As wed as you are now to the topic and the people you're thinking of working with, it's been our experience that the more you get out in the world, the more your questions get refined, and the more you're able to answer these questions. It would be premature to say to you, please get in your groups and fill this out and write your 2 sentences for your group. It's too early for that. But we're going to share this template with you and your mentors so you know they wrote that because we kept putting this template in front of them. Where are you now? What do you need now? That's what we do. Where are you now? What do you need now? And we get you what you need so you can get to the next question. We're sharing this because we want you to know you don't have to leave here absolutely clear about exactly when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. We're going to help facilitate that, and you're going to get more clear as we go.
We're creating something larger than our individual ideas. There's something wonderful about presenting those ideas, kind of being in spaces to share them, responding to each other's, and creating a larger collective.
I would be a child without my brother. He taught me how to talk to you. He taught me how to dress like a runway model, how to stop and smell the roses, how to be all right when my parents were gone. The one I love the most, hold dear to my heart, worry about, fight with, brag about. The one who raised me, raised the unafraid young woman here from the depths of my heart.
I'm here for these first couple of days of the launch of the Next Generation Leadership Network of the Breadloaf School of English, which is incredibly exciting for me personally as well as for the Ford Foundation. The Ford Foundation just redid our entire strategy to include youth opportunity and learning focused on pathways for youth success and next generation leadership. And in the development of this new grant, among many other grants that we have under that new strategy, this one I'm really most excited about because it includes the most diverse group of young people in our current portfolio.
Hey, 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 young, hey, 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 young, tona, zay, hey, hey, tona, zay, hey, tona,
This project evolves out of the philosophy of BLTN since the beginning. The parts of the network that we have been building up over a sustained number of years have begun to develop cohorts of students who are helping to define the projects. They're staying with the projects. They're coming back as mentors to the projects. What the Ford initiative allows us to do, the Next Generation Leadership Initiative, is to provide a space for those youth to then talk to each other and come together as a connected unit in a more extensive way than ever before. What we saw in Louisville, Kentucky, because of Breadloaf Connections, became connected with Navajo youth, and those two groups, both whom we'd worked with separately, began to see how much they needed each other as resources. So they created the Navajo Kentuckians. So that was one of the first instances of a cross-site collaboration.
All I'm asking that you do is that you take some water from me, a little bit of water, and that you pass it from one person to the other. And I'm asking that when you do that, you try to be quiet so you can maybe hear the water, hear this negotiation, but also just kind of pay attention to how it moves, how the water moves.
Over the years, we've seen what it means to teachers and their students to be networked across distance and difference. The work that we're doing now is a special project of the Breadloaf Teacher Network. One of the questions that we ask is, what is the role of networks in providing learning opportunities for vulnerable young people?
I was fascinated by the notion that we would have a place that has so much expertise in network developing, being able to think about what it means to create a youth network, a youth leadership network, and to figure out how to bring them the kind of support that they need to do their best work, to do their best thinking, to make their most impactful difference.
For the last 500 years, Western world has been attempting to wipe out the languages, the cultures. So anything and everything that we do in our language and the culture is a form of advocacy, a social action that says, I have a voice, and this is mine, and I will speak for myself. And so we have a group called La Casa Roja, which means Red House, and that's my clan, Kintachitni, people of the Red House. And so we have a youth group that learning how to read and write and do research and do all other kinds of projects as well.
We are confident that by the end of the first year of the grant, these very different and exciting social action sites that are connected with Breadloaf will be sharing resources and information and the building a framework with young people, not following a rubric or a plan that we've set out for them to follow, but creating the structures and the frameworks, the ways they'll use social media, and the things that they think are really important for them to work on collectively across a network and back in their home communities, is going to let us learn things that we don't know about the capabilities of young people that sometimes are not being addressed and developed in school settings as much as the schools they would like for them to be.
Before high school, I went to a basically all-white private school, and then I went to Manual, which is a very diverse public school. And my cultural literacy went through the roof. I saw so many different experiences and different people that weren't like me, and I was completely okay with it. And just coming up here to Vermont with all the diversity, I felt right in. I just fit right in with everyone else, and it was just really cool seeing everyone else and hearing everyone else's opinions, because in Louisville we hear Louisville opinions, but here we hear Navajo opinions, Louisville opinions, Atlanta opinions, South Carolina, Vermont opinions, and it's just invigorating hearing that.